Hello, beautiful people. Thank you very much for watching. I'm waiting for Cynthia to come on. Before we start with Cynthia, while she comes, I just want to remind you guys, I have my new merch is out. As you can see, these are really pretty, guys. It's a cup. These are original designs, exclusive designs. I have jumper, hoodie, white and red. The same thing with the jumper and the cups. All of the proceeds go absolutely to the school. So for those who want to help, please help with by buying merch. All the proceeds go to the school. So now let's start with our beautiful here, Cynthia Wilson. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome.
Oh,
Cynthia Wilson, another Canuck friend. Hello.
I know,
And
right?
from Montreal. Hello, Montreal. Hello. Hi, Frostberry. I a pure meditation. So hello, Cynthia. You know what? I'm gonna turn off this light here because this is bothering me.
Oh,
So how are you doing, Cynthia?
I'm good. How are you doing today, Miss Paula?
Busy, it's I usually have Christmas gifts for the kids, at the school, but because I used to have my donors, the university, the Red Cross and church, they used to donate, but they've been kicked out of the country.
Ooh,
So yeah, it's brutal.
ooh.
I can't talk very much because I don't want to be end
Yeah,
up
yeah,
in
yeah.
jail.
Yeah.
So I'm actually hawking my merch now, which is original. So it's a jumper. It's a jumper. It's a hoodie and a cup, and it's an original design for Christmas. It's with the Queen and Paddington Bear sitting
I,
around.
it's
So
awesome. I saw it. It's awesome. I love it.
yes,
Hmm.
Angel D. Right now, today, guys, you have no idea. I've been very busy because I've been trying to get gifts for the kids. For the 24th. At least I tried to give them one gift.
Yeah. Oh
I
my God.
know, I know, but it's just that, people say, oh, the food isn't, but they're children. They deserve
Mhm.
a gift kind of
They
thing.
do. Yeah,
Yeah. So
they do.
I'm struggling with that a little bit. So,
Mm.
well, Ginger Gruzius, thank you very much. And by the way, I want to thank all of you for the super chats, the PayPal donations, everything. I wasn't able to build the two walls because it hasn't stopped raining. It really hasn't stopped raining. I know I'm laughing, but two of the walls from the street were washed away,
Oh
because
my
the street,
gosh.
yeah, the street sits up on top of the hill, so everything on the bottom is soil. So
Oh,
it didn't stop raining. So, but we got burlap sacks to put them up.
oh,
But
that's
yes,
good.
I sent you that video, guys. I'm not gonna post that video, guys, because I just find it offensive. Go watch my video, guys. I just posted a video about half an hour ago. But Cynthia and I mean, there's breaking. Cynthia, are you there?
I'm here. Uh-oh. What did we do? Uh-oh. Did something happen? Uh-oh. Back. What am I doing? I'm here.
Because now we have that Harry has been ordered to pay the 48,000 pounds.
Yes.
My take is that Charles is gonna pay for it.
I don't think Harry and Meghan, and I've heard it from a few other people now, that financially they're not doing well. There's no money coming in. Like their Spotify deal is gone. He wrote his book. He hasn't written another one. They're doing nothing for Netflix. The few things they've done for Netflix haven't gone over well. Like they've got all these deals, but they haven't done any work. They haven't put anything out.
I had an
You
interview
know.
yesterday with NT Lawyer. Do you know who he
Mm.
is?
Mm-hmm.
NT's the guy is a gentleman from Crazy Days and Nights, a blind item gentleman. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God. When he came on because I hadn't talked to him. When he came on with his voice, I swear to God, he has such a nice voice. I was like, please talk dirty to me, please. But no, guys, we have to go support I'm gonna that I can't tag your channel because you don't have 1,000 subscribers, because I usually am able to tag channels, right?
Yeah.
Aftermath and stuff like that, but you
Okay.
have to have a certain number of subscribers. So what
Oh.
I will do, guys, I will leave the link in the video description here after the live, or let me see if I can do it right now,
Yeah, because he's
because
been wagging with Cynthia. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
subscribed to you.
I know you are, girl. So does he say the same thing? Because I'm hearing through the grapevine that money is tight. Money's tight. Like they're not making anything, but they're sure spending. That trip to Vegas to see Katy Perry was almost $45,000 between the flight tickets, the flight. They
Did
took a
they
private
pay
jet.
for it though?
There's some speculation that WME had something to do with it, but man, because they weren't on the plane with all the other superstars. They were just on the same tarmac. They
What,
weren't
they
on
didn't
that
go on the
plane.
plane?
No, they had their own plane. No,
Holy shit.
no.
Why did they make it? You see, oh my
Yeah.
God, Pichinana, thank you so very much. Thanks for the super chat, Pichinana.
Yeah, no, they were on the same tarmac because it's the same tarmac at LAX that has all the private planes, but they weren't
Uh-huh.
on that plane because Cameron Diaz can't stand Meghan. Her kid goes to preschool with Archie. They can't stand them. The
But
parents at
Archie,
the
I don't think he's
preschool,
going to preschool. I don't think Archie's going to preschool yet. I think he does a couple of days, but he
yeah,
doesn't do the full round.
no, he does a couple of days a week. And I guess my person has told me that there's parents that have moved their kids to the other class. There's a couple of different class options for your kid, and they've moved their kids to different days because they can't stand Harry and Meghan suckholing to all the wealthy parents at his school. It's like a daycare preschool program he's in. So they've moved their kids because Harry and Meghan are constantly schmoozing the wealthy parents. Oh, thank you. And then, so they've moved their kids, and the only kids that Meghan will allow her Archie to associate with are the super wealthy kids. All the kind of normal kids or the kids that are there on scholarship, he's not allowed to have play dates with.
You know, guys, I just want to clarify something. I do believe that they are children. I don't believe Meghan gave birth to them. That's my personal belief.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I do believe children exist.
Oh yeah, there's kids for sure. There's kids.
But
How they
I
got
don't
there?
believe, yeah, exactly. I don't believe that she gave birth to them. You know, I was watching because Cynthia is on TikTok, so we do a lot of TikToks, you know, and stuff like that. Did you see that TikTok I did yesterday, guys? I'm going to treat you to this because
It was a good one.
Where do I get TikTok here? I don't remember how to have the TikTok. You know, I'm so terrible. I wish I were. I wish I were. How do you say?
Right.
Proficient.
I had Turkeygate 2.0 going on last night, and a little too much wine in my system while I was trying to cook a bloody turkey, which didn't go well. But anyways,
That's
that was
very
my
sad.
content from last night.
But I'm going to share with the guys what I posted because this is actually funny because I'm going to post a couple of things, guys, because we have to go through this. This is a YouTuber that, guys, I swear to you, not like Omid. I swear to my family, I never wrote a manuscript. I swear to my family, I never wrote a manuscript. I've never wrote a manuscript like that. I was like, I was talking to one of my amazing subscribers. Actually, I'm gonna WhatsApp her right now. And she told me she's very excellent points that he makes a point of saying that his mother is Persian and not Iranian. It's the same shit. They're all, by the way, Caucasian as hell.
Yeah.
And then because he doesn't want his mother or his family to be mistaken for Muslims, which means he's a Muslim. He hates people, or he thinks people of Muslim faith are inferior or awful.
He better watch himself. He is the scapegoat. Scooby-Doo, he is the scapegoat. Omid, he is Meghan's scapegoat. She is gonna throw him under the bus so fast because his book isn't getting good reception and everything he's written. I mean, he's not he's not going to make any money on it. He took a percentage deal based on sales, and it's not selling. Like, nobody's buying it. And he will be the scapegoat. She's gonna throw him under the bus. Yeah.
And then we have Princess of Wales coming with the kids to the charity thing. I mean, but for me, what I want to tell you guys is that everything that they're doing, the problem that I have with all of this, everything that Catherine or William do with one hand, Harry and Meghan swipe with the other, and the king stands by and does nothing. Do you remember that charade of having Lady Susan Hussey apologize in public? I mean, how she was
Yeah.
dropped from the household, and
Yeah.
then the public groveling apology, and then that farce of having sit there right next to that Marlene Headley,
Yeah.
and apologize. And then on top of that, after all of that, she went and said that that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And it's incredible that Lady Susan Hussey was sent to help Meghan
Yeah.
with a protocol when she was engaged to Harry. And isn't it funny how Lady Susan was really targeted by this Marlene Headley?
Well, Marlene Headley, though, when it all came about, she knows Meghan. They know each other. And it turned out that like her charity is basically a farce. And everything she was doing was basically a farce. And she did that to set up the situation. And everything came out after the fact. And poor Lady Hussey was still like she like nobody actually investigated it. It was very, very quick. I think that if that situation was to happen now, I think it would be very different. I think it would look very different because the palace and everybody now is just so aware of Meghan and her stupidity.
But they were aware back then, Cynthia. I disagree with that. They knew about her.
Okay.
But they have been aware of
Oh.
her. They knew that she was raised baiting them.
Yeah.
This is after Finding Freedom. This is after the Netflix thing. This is after the Oprah
Yeah.
thing. They
True.
were
Fair
already,
point. Yeah.
yes,
Fair point.
this just last year when they went to Boston.
It was brutal. Holy heck, man. It's Omid will write a book on Harry and Meghan. 100% he will.
That's what
He
NT
has no
Lawyer said
loyalty.
yesterday. That's what NT Lawyer said yesterday. He said that Omid has nowhere to run. Omid has right now, he was never a royal reporter.
No.
Meghan managed to get him because he's another racist person.
Yeah.
Who hates people of Muslim faith.
Yeah.
And he's even going as far as saying that his family's aristocrat. His mother works as some sort of a childcare place, but yeah. Now he's an aristocrat because they're all aristocrats now. Meghan Markle, according to Kelly Rowland, she was royal. Remember that?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But Auntie said that he's burnt his bridges. He's never gonna be back to the royal rota, no. Right? He's never he's burnt all his bridges. And he was telling me that that weird looking fellow lives in Los Angeles now. Oh, thank you very much. It says that Christmas photo, talk about gaslighting the public. Enough with the fussy from behind garbage. Plus, you can tell it's an old photo. She's about 20 pounds heavier in it. They are so not together. This is about Archie and Lilibet, and have you noticed? That's absolutely, I'm never wrong. Actually, it's a good handle.
I know, right?
Notice how they never show the kids up front?
No.
Cynthia, you were with me. You actually tagged one of my videos where I showed Meghan looking down when Harry says, I see a lot of my wife in her. And then Meghan just looks
down. Yeah, she looks down.
She looks down. And then, I'm gonna see, Cynthia, if I can find you here. But on TikTok, so because the things you say, Cynthia, are just on spot,
She's embarrassed.
You have to. I always click the wrong one.
She's embarrassed about her ethnic heritage. She's embarrassed.
I clicked the wrong one because you have Cynthia. Which one? Where do you have it? In Cynthia Wilson Jr. or the other one?
My crazy healthcare worker. Let's see. Oh God, I make too many videos.
No. But this is recent because I posted that. And then you were talking about. I think you have it here. Let me see.
Yeah, she's embarrassed. You can see she looks down at the floor when he brings it up. Oh my goodness.
But you were talking about it. And you were actually saying how she looked down, but when it came to Meghan, to Lily, blue. Her eyes have blue. Remember that?
It is in Cynthia Wilson, in not the junior one, not my backup. It's in my main one.
Cynthia Wilson, I can't find it. I can't find it. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Let me share you here.
Yeah.
Oh. So
I'm going to piggyback on Paula here.
Talking about Lily. Have you noticed that nobody's wondering about Lily? No.
So I'm going to piggyback on Paula here for a sec, because I think Paula raises an excellent point, which is that all of the musings around skin color and skin tone have been reflected on Archie. They have not been reflected on Lilibet. Nobody's asked the question, oh, I wonder what color Lilibet is, or I wonder what color her hair is, or blah, 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 blah. It all focused on Archie. Now, I think this was done by design. I think this was done because Meghan needed to have a reason to leave the royal family that looked legitimate. The fact that Meghan came into her marriage to Harry, in my opinion, just my thoughts and my opinion, with zero plans on actually being a working royal, that she only wanted access to what she thought was going to be a whole lot of money and a whole lot of fame and fortune. Oops, surprise, no. She needed something else. She needed to say they were racist.
Exactly what we've been saying forever, isn't it?
Yeah, they needed something, because she had no intention of being a working royal. Goodness gracious, that was never her intent. And Harry was an easy mark, because we've always seen the videos where he talks in his younger days where they're like, do you ever wish you weren't a prince? And he's like, yes, I do, actually. Like he's been very open and honest about how much he doesn't like being a royal, how much he doesn't like the pressure and this and that, which then I'm like, well, then give up your title. Give up your title, give up your privilege. If you don't want to be a prince, then don't be a prince. But it was very easy for her to convince him, well, then let's just leave. Come back to LA with me. You'll be famous. I'm
they
famous.
Didn't leave the titles. They didn't leave the titles, did they? Harry said he doesn't want to leave the title. Didn't he?
Because he's got nothing without it, and neither does she. They got nothing. She convinced him that she was this famous actress in Hollywood, which she wasn't. That she had all these powerful friends, which she doesn't. So he bought it. He bought into it.
You know, it's, by the way, Cynthia is a therapist, guys. not the rapist. She's a therapist.
Jeez, no.
It's just that I watch. Have you seen Arrested Development?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, with him.
Yeah. Therapist, not rapist.
So she knows a lot about this shit. You know what I mean?
There was another lady in the chat, same thing. She's a mental health professional, and she says, obviously we don't diagnose or anything, but I mean, you do the checklist, right? The big. And I mean, Meghan hits a lot of the ticky boxes for a few things.
You know, like when she likes to say, I tick that box. Yeah, she ticks many boxes. You know, but I wanted to show you something. Let's get into this video, guys, because this is the video. I'm gonna do a Harry. It made my blood boil.
Right? Yeah. Oh my God, Harry made my blood boil.
I said to this woman on his woman.
Your grandma ugly as fuck. She racist as fuck. I'm glad she did. And to be honest, the sooner all y'all die, it really would be good for humanity, because literally, like
what she said, that the sooner you all die, the better for humanity. Because I know some of you didn't understand what she said there in the video that I posted, but I'm going to repeat it right now so you understand here. She's saying that the queen was ugly. This is a woman who obviously hates her own natural hair, because clearly she wasn't born with that kind of hair. You know, and here we go.
The sooner all y'all die, it really would be good for humanity, because literally, like, everything wrong in the world when it comes to the systematic racism and what Black and brown people are dealing with today comes from y'all. It comes from y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if I had said three of those 4 words in my YouTube channel, guys, my channel would be taken down
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, 100%.
This one, actually, the title is very misleading because Meghan didn't know she was Black. And then she talks about how can Meghan not know she was Black, and she's showing pictures of Meghan with her afro and stuff before all the plastic surgeries, right? And but then she says it's not Meghan's fault because Doria didn't have that conversation. And of course, Mr. Markle didn't have that conversation. Meghan, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Cynthia. Did Meghan say in her archetypes when she was talking to Serena Williams that her grandma that she used to hold on to the water? I don't know even how, if I'm
There's pictures of her as a child with the raglan side. Like there are pictures of her as a younger child.
In her archetypes, I remember she said with Serena that she used to hold on to the bathroom thing while they pulled their hair, you know, to straighten it and
to get it up. And like there's and I'm sorry, but like if you're a child and you look at your mother, like Doria is African American, 100%.
Right, you know, but she looks, it's like Barack Obama. Barack Obama is complete biracial, 50-50.
He is.
His mom is as white as they come. She's good old Minnesota stuff, you know what I mean? Nordic, because a lot of the Nordic people went to Minnesota. I know because I've been to Minnesota. My ex-husband's brother was there.
But you know what? Like, so I'm Russian Italian with some English on my dad's side. And eventually I wound up doing one of those DNA tests, same thing. Because I don't have the same coloring as my dad's side. Like my dad's side is they're very light. They're very light haired. I have half siblings. I have a half sister, half brother. They're blonde haired, blue eyed. And so I did one of those DNA tests because like, I'm like, okay, my mom had a lot of fun in the 70s. So I was like, are we sure? And I came back 64% is the Russian Italian is a pretty 50-50 up to 64%, which explains a lot. Cause I definitely, my mom's side, you get it. You see them, you're like, okay, I got it. But my kids, so being pregnant, my husband is Norwegian. Like his family, they're all from Norway. Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Dahlheim. They have a Dahlheim farm family. Like it's a whole name thing. Is he second generation Canadian? Yeah, he's second generation Canadian. But like people asked us, because even at our wedding, like I was really dark at our wedding because I'd been outside in the summer and I was working with kids at that time. And people were like questioning, gosh, what are your kids gonna look like? What are your kids gonna look like? And I mean, it's I have one child who definitely took his side of the family, and I have one child who definitely took my side of the family, and then the two are kind of smattered in the middle. And I mean, when she was a baby, it was blatantly obvious whose side of the family she took from. She came out with a full head of black curly hair. She's way more olive toned than the rest of the kids are. And I mean, like, she would have to be stupid to not realize that she did not take dad's, like, she did not. So I think Meghan is delusional. She's in denial. She clearly wanted to identify white Hollywood, white LA, like clearly. Yes. So there was Nana.
I've done so many videos. You have no idea, Cynthia. I've done at least 30 videos on Meghan Markle's why she hates Black, why she hates the United Kingdom. I've done so many videos on that about why she hates the United Kingdom. And I've said that she hates the United Kingdom because they celebrated her mixed heritage.
Yes, they did.
I've said that this is one of the reasons. You know, it's like, okay, I've done this because I worked in companies and we knew that a person was trying to get herself fired. So we were not giving her excuses for her to quit because you know we were she was complaining that the seat and she got a special chair and then she was complaining that chair wasn't even special enough, so we gave her she had a bigger chair than the CEO of the company. That she needed, that she couldn't come into the office because a certain time because of her baby, so we gave her, you come later, or you know, we made it so difficult for her to trash us that, you know, but she found that the garbage dispenser was too loud and it affected her hearing. So what I believe that the Queen did is she made it so difficult for Meghan to say there was racism. you know, or they didn't look up. Remember when she went on Oprah, guys, and she said, "Oh, nobody told me how to speak, how to do this." I mean,
we all know that's crap now. We all know. We know.
But it has always been that, even in Finding Freedom, see that, Cynthia. But the thing is that now this woman is not happy until she finishes the Queen's legacy, because my video, please go watch it. I did it just before I came here. It's about unfinished business. Meghan is not done with the Queen. No. And the Queen can't defend herself, and Charles is not going to speak up. We know that.
No.
Unless I'm wrong. What do you guys think?
I don't think the royal family is going to speak up. I think they're doing what they're doing best, right? They're quiet. They keep on keeping on. They do the work. They do it subtly. They do it subtly. They do it passive aggressively, I would say. Like, if you look at this video that was released of Catherine and William and the kids for the Christmas concert, I mean, Catherine is perfection.
Her perfection is a slap on Meghan Markle's face. I have the perfect
100% it is.
This is like Oprah. You got cars.
Yeah. You look at her outfit. Have you noticed since the summit that Harry and Meghan did, they've been putting they've been putting Catherine in a lot of white suits, and she's stunning in them. Because Meghan looked ridiculous in her outfit. Her outfit was ill-fitting. The colors weren't proper. It was mismatched. It didn't look good on her. Meanwhile, Catherine is in stunning suits and a lot of white. They passively aggressively. they get the slaps in. I'm sure there was some plates breaking in Montecito when that Christmas video was released, because my God, like,
may I ask you something, Cynthia? You're a therapist. Okay, this is okay. We're not gonna. This is not fun. Okay, let's talk seriously for a second. Why do you think, Meghan? I don't think it has to do, because now she knows nobody's gonna pay the money she wants for the kids. Okay, why do you think she doesn't show them? Is it because she's embarrassed of them, or what? Because they're not perfect in her mind, or because if she shows the children, it's going to distract away from her? Because right now the Willises have released a video with the 3 kids, and then they're literally breaking the fucking internet right now. The kids, you know, as we speak right now, and you're watching this, these kids are gorgeous. These kids are, even Louis, I love Prince Louis, you know, they're gorgeous.
He's
you
so
know, I know, isn't he adorable? I want to bite his cheeks. You know, he's got that baby fat cheeks. He's so gorgeous. So,
I do. I think that I think it's that absolutely she knows that the children will take away from her, because she has nothing else. Catherine and William don't care. They're confident in their roles. They're confident in what they're doing. I mean, come on, man. She's like basically the future queen. He's the future king of England. So they can let their kids have the limelight. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whereas Meghan has nothing. And Meghan knows those kids are going to steal the thunder. I mean, regardless of what they look like, whose side of the family they took the most from, or whatever, they are 100%. It's going to break the internet the day that Harry and Meghan actually do something where we see the kids. It's going to break the internet, because everybody are going to be like, oh my God, finally, versus these blurry, crappy pictures we're always getting. Yeah. And I don't think she wanted kids. I think she had kids because she knew this, you know, how do I keep current with the royal family? How do I keep this? Well, I have to have kids. I don't think she wanted children.
I don't think she carried them either. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. You believe this?
That's just my opinion. It's just things don't add up. You know, I when my grandpa used to say, if it smells fishy, most likely it's fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's actually quite appalling. But look at this thing now, because this is Meghan. Meghan Markle insulted after Palace assigned Queen Elizabeth's black equerry to help her feel comfortable amid racist accusations. Report. And then we go here that Meghan Markle felt insulted. Her and her white friends, but her white posse felt insulted because the Queen's first center lady, Susan Hussey, who is a wealth and fountain of knowledge and protocol. Because, you know, I mean, because look what Scobie says here, because this is all Scobie according to him, right? It says that that the glaring problem was that none of these experienced palace hands were women of color. And I said in my video, color had nothing to do with the culture and traditions and protocol of the monarchy. That's irrelevant. If you go to Japan and you go before the king, there are protocols that the Asian culture has. It has nothing to do with color, and you respect them.
Yeah.
You know. And then as for the lady in waiting, the queen had offered for support. What on earth did the 80-year-old lady, Susan Hussey, have of use for a 38-year-old biracial American actress trying to navigate the treacherous palace system? Of course, Lady Susan Hussey was too much of a lady.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with racism. It's I work with different cultures. I work in Indigenous communities and, across Western Canada, and I have to be respectful to how things are done their way. And I have to be respectful. I've been to ceremonies and I've been to gatherings and events and stuff like that. And I consult with an elder and say, what is the protocols for this? What are the expectations on me attending this ceremony so that I don't insult anyone? You know what I mean? And I take the time to learn about those things. And have I made mistakes? 100% I've made mistakes. And then I go back to the elder and go, okay, so I got cross-eyed from an elder at that event. What did I do? You know what I mean? And the elder tells me, and I go, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Okay, got it. You know what I mean? It's just respect. It's nothing to do with racism against white people or anything like that. It's respect for their culture and their traditions. If I'm actually traveling to Africa next year. I'm so excited. My husband and I are taking a trip. I got some learning to do because we're going to go to a school and we're going to do some stuff with locals. And I have to learn some things because I'm Canadian, and I want to make sure that I don't do anything that is rude or disrespectful. Her learning protocols had nothing to do. Oh yeah, the queen glaring. I love this picture.
Yeah, but it's the same. I used to work in diplomacy, and for example, when we used to go to the Middle East, they would say never show the sole of your feet because it's disrespectful. When you go to certain places in Asia, and you go walk into a house and they offer you something to drink, don't take it on the first time. You have to wait for them to do it at least 3 times, because if you accept immediately, then it looks like you're desperate for food or something like that. So you have to. No, I mean they're all. When you hand over business cards in Japan, you have to do it with both hands and bow. Not one hand. Here it is because it's disrespectful. All kinds of things we have to learn. And this is what Lady Susan Hussey was sent to this woman who claims to have a double major, and one of them of being a non-existent international relations from Western. But I mean, all of this, because this is actually, I gotta tell you, this is, to me, I find that something is gonna give. What do you think?
I think the royal family have an incredibly large dossier on her, and I've said this. There's a filing cabinet in some MI5, MI6 office that is Meghan. I think they knew exactly what she was, who she was when she came in. I mean, you see this picture here, and I mean, the queen is glaring. She's not happy. She's looking at Harry going, you don't marry the call girl. You marry the nice girl. You have a call girl on the side. You don't marry her. I think they knew exactly what she was and who she was coming in. I think she did. I don't think they were quite prepared for what she was going to do, though. And I don't think they were quite prepared for all of this garbage that now she's trying to take down the queen's memory and legacy. I think Charles will tolerate a lot more than William ever will as a monarch. I think if anything, it will probably be William that deals with it. It'll be William.
Summer Savage says if the children were real, they would be everywhere to battle Catherine. I agree. I have this tendency to agree on this one, because we know Meghan likes to have one up on Catherine.
And it blows my mind that this is where I was talking about this the other day too in a video, the level of whimsical belief that she lives in her head, the level of where she thinks she's at, where she recently did that god awful pap shot again in the parking lot in her gym clothes with the bright hat. Like, she looked like shit. She looked like shit. Like, she did not look good in those pictures. And she did that to try to compete with Catherine, who just did a summit on 0 to 5 children in that pristine, gorgeous, jewel-colored business suit that she was wearing. How in the hell do you live in a world that is so fantastical that you think your parking lot pap shot is going to outdo that?
Yeah.
Like, I will say, I think she lives in a very delusional world. You know, what's going to be in her head for a day. My God. You know, she's very delusional. She lives in a very delusional world where she thinks that she's going to take down the monarchy. She's not taking down nothing. And I think that's half the time why the royal family up to this point has been like, we're not going to say anything, because she's not taking them down. She's not going to take them down. It's not going to happen.
But there are enough people who are idiots.
Oh, there are. Goodness, she's got quite a following. Like, the Sussex squad is definitely, it's there, but she's not taking down 1,000-year. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Let me show you guys something here, because I think this is really cute.
Oh.
Yes. Come in, see what we do.
What's great here is that Catherine is driving.
Here, there's lots of people who give up their time, and there are lots of volunteers who come and help out. And so you're the volunteers for this evening.
Right, you ready? What we would like you to do is try and choose some presents for some children who are similar age to you guys. So if you think about what you would like to play with.
Are you telling me that Meghan couldn't? I mean, the kids are what? What is the ages supposed to be of Archie and Elizabeth?
4 and 2, 5 and 3, 5 and 3, 4 and 2, 5 and 3, somewhere in that age group.
And I mean, do you think that they couldn't? I mean, there's something that's not right at all. I mean, and this is where I go, that there's no children, at least not the ones that she likes, or either she's a complete narcissist that's not willing to share the spotlight with her kids.
I don't think she's willing to share the spotlight with her kids. Catherine has no issue sharing. I know. Thank you, Luzo. I know. What a beautiful video, and what a beautiful thing to do for your kids, because these kids are growing up at a level of privilege that is beyond our comprehension. I mean, beyond our comprehension. But in starting to show them that not everybody has our privilege. Not everybody is born into what you have been born into. So you know what? We're going to fill some stuff up at the food bank. We're going to do some work in our community, and we're going to support some organizations. And she's letting the kids be the focal point. She's just, you see her in that video, she's in the background. Her kids.
She's happy to be.
And she's happy to be in the background, and her kids and the organization. I did a huge video on this. The organizations are the focal point, not her. She's using her position, and she's using her children's position to put the focus on the issue, which is that a lot of families don't have food and presents at Christmas time. So we're gonna help with that. We're gonna help make that happen for these families. That's how you do it. And that's why Meghan is not going to take down Catherine. Because at the end of the day...
You know, okay, what do you think? And why is Doria so fucking absent? She's
gone. She's what? Because she served her purpose. Her purpose was to back up Meghan's claims of, I am a person of color. They were racist to me. Look at my mother. And now that's gone and done. So Doria, see ya. And to be honest, Doria is probably relieved. She looked so stressed in that docuseries when they were interviewing her and talking to her. Like, you could see she was looking off to the side, and it was because Meghan was probably standing there making sure that she spoke appropriatly. She lied
appropriately, that she lied accordingly, because she goes, I'm ready to have my voice heard. And you know, Meghan among Black powerful women, and you know, I'm saying I didn't have that conversation, and I told her it was all going to be about race. Just wait.
And I have to say, when Doria was involved with the royal family and in the few times that she went over to support Meghan and stuff like that, like King Charles honestly looked like he was trying to get along with her and trying to make her comfortable. Like you could see it. Like he was genuine. I mean, King Charles can be pretty stoic and pretty crouchy looking. Sometimes he really can be. And he was genuine, like you could see the body language and you could see like, damn, he's trying to make her feel comfortable and feel like she's part of the family. And then to have this woman who he genuinely tried to make part of the family chuck him under a bus on Netflix. Yeah.
I was going to ask you this because I saw the footage during the wedding and you can see Charles is trying to talk to her and she's just ignoring him.
Yeah, she's rude.
She's the whole time entitled. And I do believe that's because they knew what they were going to be up to. So she didn't need to make the effort to be friendly because they knew that they were fucking off and they were trashing the entire royal family.
Meghan made no effort to get to know the family, to get to know Harry's friends. Look at that. They did that hunt and she had a big hissy fit about it and didn't want him to do it. And she didn't want him going out with his friends and doing things with his friends and stuff. Very much from the beginning of this, they knew exactly what they were going to do. And she was not interested. That's why she kept shooing away every time that she was offered the help, every time that she was offered somebody to assist her in getting to understand the protocols and what this job was going to look like. She turned it away because she's like, I don't need to waste my time with this. I'm just counting down the time. We're out of here. We're getting on a plane. Because when you hear Sophie talk, like Sophie had a hell of a time learning the royal family and she took all the help in the world and she had a hell of a time. And she admits that now. And they even offered Sophie to
nobody's going to tell Meghan. And you know what's really funny? That she was insulted that the guy was black because
I know
black people are inferior. So how can she will never take direction from a black person because her nanny for the kid is black. Isn't that the most cliche stereotype of having a black nanny?
I know. I know. Like just so like she's gross. I don't think anybody will deny or, I think she's just a gross human being. She's just a gross excuse of a human being. She's got this fantasy about herself in her head. She found the stupidest human being on the planet to marry her, which is Harry. He's not a bright guy at all and not emotionally, not developmentally, not academically. Like he's a buffoon. He was highly controlled when he was a working royal. I mean, he was controlled. They kept him on the straight and narrow as best they could. And I think he was so attached to the hip with William and Catherine because they were sort of able to rein him in.
I want to share you something. I want to share something with you, Cynthia. Let me know what you think.
No matter how they're getting it, it's all fucking money. That Meghan Markle, man, she's on some money shit. If you think she's in love, it's some bullshit. She's on
you don't think
hell no. Hell no. Man, she was crazy as fuck looking at him like her pictures like she's the LA chick too, an actress. Shit, this is her biggest role right now. That's her biggest role. She's acting.
I love it.
It's so funny, I was laughing my ass off. I've been watching this. I laugh all the time. What did you think of that? But he's right. He's a comedian.
He's right. 100%. 100%.
You're a therapist. What is, from what I've said many times in my video, that when Meghan sees that nothing sticks, her claims would get outlandish because that's typical behavior. They get outlandish, they get more exaggerated because she needs the attention. She needs to be feeding that. And because her original claims were not believed, they would become more outlandish. To me, that's the devolving of this woman. What do you think? How do you think she should go with this?
I agree. It's devolving. I think that she's devolving as a person. I mean, come on. Like parking lot pap shot versus Catherine. Like devolving. I think it's going to get nasty. And I've said this before. I think it's going to be very, very nasty when the divorce happens, when everything comes out. It's going to be incredibly nasty. I think there are some things that are going to come out. I think people will come out and speak once. I think one of the things I think one of the things that is keeping people's mouths shut right now is because they're still married, and he is a prince and a member of the royal family, like it or not. So people are quiet. I think when the divorce happens, there will be some people that will speak out, and it's not going to go well. I think his family is going to have to fly to LA and scrape him off the floor of some hotel somewhere.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's not going to be good. I suspect when the time comes, yeah, his family's going to have to come and scrape him off the floor and bring him home. And he's going to need some recovery time. Yeah.
But do you think he's not aware? Because clearly he's abusing substances. You know, he said, I said, "Hacete para allá, mi gorda."
I think he's in a pickle. I think he's had a little bit of a wake up call and said to himself, "Oh shit, I screwed up."
Do you think he will ever? Do you think, because he's an entitled, arrogant prick? Let's not go to it.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think he's going to run home quickly and easily with his tail tucked behind his legs, because he'd have to admit he was wrong. He'd have to admit he fucked up. I don't think he wants to do that. So I don't think he's going to tell anybody how bad it is anytime soon. I think the divorce is going to come. Number one, they're going to run out of money. These two live a ridiculously exuberant lifestyle, and there's no money rolling in. I think number two, at some point, she's going to be like, God, I'm so done being married to this buffoon. Like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Oh, this is last year's holiday card. Oh, no, is this year's?
No, this is last year. This is Meghan's wondering if they're gonna include the kids. Can you imagine they do that and they don't put the kids in a Christmas card and they say joyful holiday season? No, it's called fucking Christmas.
Yeah,
just like people have Hanukkah, you know.
Stop trying to be so politically correct. Come on, snowflakes.
Now they're gonna what's next? They're gonna call not the Easter. You know what I mean?
I know.
Or not Halloween.
I remember seeing this card and looking at it and just being like, it's not even, it was a PR shot too from an event that they had attended. I'm like, you couldn't even get a photographer in and actually make a frigging Christmas card. Like, you just took a PR picture that you had and slapped it on a card. Like, come on, man. Like, get it for, like, just cheesy, cheap, and lazy. But that's them too. They're lazy, right? They don't want to work.
No, that's what NT said yesterday, that he believes that Harry just wants to be home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chewing on mushrooms, getting high on pot,
playing video games. Yeah.
Playing video games, because this is what people don't understand. Harry never did anything. It was a team in Buckingham Palace who did everything. And he just showed up, flew private plane or first class, and he showed up pretending to be the big guy. Am I wrong?
Yep. No, it's true. He was directed. He's not a leader. He's not a go-getter. He's a follower, which is why he was good in the army, and he wasn't a high-ranking officer in the army. He was a bottom-end officer in the army, being told where to go and what to do, and no different with his jobs. And I think that's why they attached him to a lot of the stuff that William and Catherine was doing, because he needed to be told when and where to be somewhere. And Meghan is no different. Meghan was sixth, seventh on the call sheet. She was a supporting actress on a cable TV show. Meghan, be at rehearsal at this time to run lines, be at the studio at this time to shoot an episode, stand on this tape X, say these lines, look at that camera. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's never been a producer. She's never been a writer. She's never, how some Hollywood stars go from being an actor to a producer, a writer, a director. Like, they make that move because they're go-getters and they can do it. She can't. She had 16 staff on a podcast, for God's sakes. 16 staff.
It's 28 producers.
28
That's
what on a shitty podcast. Do you know how many people run a podcast from their kitchen table?
Guys, listen to this.
To be a premonition.
I love her.
Omid Scobie. Now, it's been a dire week at the Montecito Towers. Turns out that I was right, and Endgame may in fact prove to be a premonition for Omid Scobie's and brand Sussex, as this week Omid revealed what we all could see crystal clearly, that he lied. So after swearing on people's lives that he'd never sent a version with their names,
The book's available in a number of languages, and unfortunately, I can't speak Dutch, so I haven't seen the copy for myself. But if there have been any translation errors, I'm sure the publishers got it under control. For me, I edited and wrote the English version. There's never been a version that I've produced that has names in it.
Really? What he actually meant was that he had put the names in an earlier version of the manuscript. Well, surprise, surprise. I can't believe that he expected us to buy into the story that he didn't put the names in. I mean, that's just ridiculous. His book has plummeted further down the book charts in disastrous fashion. I mean, how stupid does he think we are? As if a translator would randomly come out with the names of two royals who are now implicated in the race or so-called unconscious bias row. Please. The scab has fallen off to reveal a gaping, lying wound. The revelations in the book had apparently had a dire effect on Brand Sussex, as the Montecito mourners have yet to come out to condemn it.
I mean, what do you make of that?
First of all, I love her. I love her.
Oh,
I love her.
Sums it up.
Yeah, I love her. Yeah, I think, what do I think? Oh, I think he totally put the names in the book. He totally put the names in the book. 100%. And he was hoping to, oh, I know, Nana's super. He was hoping to have it in another country, not an English-speaking country. I think he did this for the attention. This is getting him more attention than he could ever hope for. And he's another one. He's an attention seeker. He, again, lives in a fantastical place in his head about who he is and what he does. And hey, any news is good news. Any press is good press. Any PR is good PR. You know,
this is Meghan's role. This is Meghan awkward. Meghan Markle turned down the Queen's Ghanaian-born Lieutenant Colonel Nana Kofi Twamasi Ankara, who would have been a great asset to her. But Meghan doesn't mind a black man being in a lesser position beneath her, serving her. Like here we have, you know, and then we have the, you know, the that she has her maid. I mean, this man is very distinguished.
He's impressive. My God, like who wouldn't want that that man to take you on, like to take you on and support you, like.
And then we have that she didn't invite any of the Raglands.
Nope. Nope.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, why do you think people are still buying her BS?
I think there's just people in this world who fall to the victim. She's a professional victim. Who fall to the professional victim, and they buy it hook, line, and sinker. I mean, they're buying into her. It's shifting. It's less, I would say, than it was probably a year ago. Definitely less than it was a couple years ago when they did Megxit. People are catching on, but she's the permanent victim. Look at me, I'm so cute. I'm biracial. They were racist.
You know what was saying to me yesterday? He said that WME are gonna wait to dump her if nothing happens in 2024.
Yeah.
Now he says that the only thing she has going in Netflix is that Meet Me by the Lake thing.
Yeah.
But I wonder which actor will want to play that? I mean, guys, which actor do you think want to be associated with Meghan Markle? Who do you think? Do you think anybody will want to be associated?
No, none of the big ones. No, it's no. And it was reviewed on Book Talk, and Book Talk reviewers and people on like the bookie side of TikTok, they didn't have great things to say about the book. They said it was cheesy and it was sort of like typical kind of romancy novel-y shit, and it wasn't really anything fabulous. Like, it's not a great book. I cannot imagine any big A-listers are going to attach themselves to this project. I can't see it, but I can't see how she's going to get this project off the ground. Like, she's not a worker, and she's just not, like, she's not going to get this project off the ground. She had to have, what did you say, 28 producers on a shitty podcast. How many producers is she going to need? How much of a staff is she going to need to take a book and hire a screenwriter and change that book into a screenplay? Because it's a book. It's not a screenplay. Like, to make that happen, and then to put together, go from, screenplay to on camera, find all the actors, find location scoutings. Like, these things take years to do. years to do. This is not a 6-month project. Alec Baldwin can play the male.
Oh my God. Did you hear that Alec Baldwin and Hillary want to do a reality show?
Oh my God.
I mean, she'll be behind bars to tell you the truth. But no,
So
I mean,
she's doing this desperately to keep Netflix at bay, I think.
because when men dance, that's a good one. Abigail Spencer might play the lead. But Abigail Spencer is a D-list actress. I mean, she's done a couple of shows in supporting actresses, but she's really
and I think what
Javanka.
Meghan,
What's the name of the Indian girl? Javanka. Whatever.
Yeah. And I think what Meghan forgets too is that, like, Netflix gave them 100, their contract is for $100 million. But I mean, there's chunks that they get based on production and stuff like that. But that $100 million is also meant for production costs. So when you purchase a book and turn it into a screenplay and then start to actually build that screenplay into a movie, that's not cheap. And then you got to pay your actors and you got to pay your camera people and you got to pay all these people. Like, this 100 million can go very, very quickly when you've already paid production costs for, their shitty docuseries and, the Invictus, the one series of Invictus that they did, which flopped. They purchased that other, leadership, whatever the hell it was, program from the Nelson Mandela Foundation that nobody watched. Like, all of this costs money. Her $20 million.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I mean,
and
who's
takes
gonna
time.
I don't. It will have to be like Abigail Spencer, but even Patrick, the guy who played her opposite and her boyfriend in Suits,
right? She's gonna call all her Suits.
I was in Canada around that time. The Suits was being filmed, and I never heard of it.
No. I watched one episode of it. I watched the first episode, and I remember thinking, what a stupid premise this is. Like, no law firm would ever hire a guy who faked his logic. Like, this would not happen.
This would not happen anywhere, right?
This would not happen anywhere. Like, this is not how it works. I couldn't watch it. It was stupid. I was like, this is stupid.
It was stupid, right?
It was stupid. I was like, what a stupid premise. Like, this is dumb. I don't get it.
I was gonna tell you guys because I want you guys to see this and I want you to tell me what you think of this, because we have to talk about this. We really have to talk about this. And Cynthia, I want your input on this because it's interesting. I find it to be a little bit interesting. Let me pull it up here for you guys because I want to talk about this. And I think it's important we talk about this because we're gonna see. There's been a big buzz about this. The Color Purple premiere. This was Oprah Winfrey and with her Ozempic body with Tyler Perry. And guess who was not invited?
So I have an insider who told me that she was invited and WME encouraged her to attend. And she said she was too busy with her parenting duties to attend the premiere and go, because she does not want to be associated with the African-American acting world. So she didn't go. I've also been told that Tyler Perry has offered her the opportunity to audition for roles in some of the movies that he's done, and she's turned every single one down.
Maybe they're too black for her.
And
also because that's the key word also, that Tyler is not giving her the lead role. He's asking her to audition, which is the meaning for her.
Yeah.
And Summer Savage just said Netflix bought the book, not Meghan. That's absolutely true. If Meghan doesn't do anything with it, Netflix will give it to somebody else to do it because they're the ones who bought the rights, not Meghan.
Yeah, it was Netflix that bought it. Yeah.
But did you know that Meghan Markle saw a divorce lawyer, a female divorce lawyer recently? You know that, right?
Yeah.
So, and I was laughing when my friend told me, because, and I said to her, and what did you do? Because my friend works there, right? And she's like, well, she's had 2 appointments And she actually, she wanted to have Camille Vasquez represent her, the one who represented Johnny Depp, but Camille said no.
No way. Camille's gonna represent Harry, not her.
It's
And I don't
Meghan
even think she
like Meghan.
represents
No,
Harry.
it's not Laura. It's not Laura Wasser. I already said that.
Mhm.
It's not Laura Wasser. It's somebody else. But I mean, why do you think she's doing that? Do you think she's actually, because somebody said here that she went there to scare Harry? But why would she need to scare Harry? Harry's completely. What do you think of Harry? Do you think he's absolutely subservient?
I think he's subservient. I think he's just going with the flow because he's a follower. He's not a leader. I think he's got his little escapes. I think his polo matches and his car races and shit are his little escapes.
Oh, it was funny when Andy said yesterday that Harry's miserable when he goes to Meghan with Beyonce, to Katy Perry, but he's happy when he's with Nacho playing polo,
Yeah, totally. And I think that Meghan has zero interest in sports and zero interest in any of that stuff, which is why she doesn't go with him. I gotta
ask you, you're a therapist. You work with people like that. Because for me, I find it hard to believe that Harry is not aware of what's going on. Guys, I may be wrong here, okay? But this is just my opinion. I think he's found out. I think the penny drop on this guy, even as stupid as Harry is, because I've always said Forrest Gump, British Forrest Gump. But I believe that he understands what he's done, but he's gone so far in that he's not gonna go back. I may be wrong.
Well, but look at we look at some of these high profile marriages that go on for years and years. Look at Will and Pinkett Smith. I mean, she's a bitch.
Video we do a live about that.
Oh my God, she's a nasty ass bitch. Like, she's nasty. Like, she had him slap down Chris Rock at the Oscars.
With one look.
And he was laughing at Chris Rock's jokes up to that point. He was laughing at them. Like, and he did that like in a heartbeat. So it's not hard to imagine how Harry is sitting back going, oh shit, how do I get out of this? What do I do? Like, it's not. And some of these marriages too, like, there's financial stuff. Like, if you look at Will and Jada, for example, I mean, they're a very wealthy power couple. It will cost Will.
But the thing is that Harry doesn't have that very much money. He hasn't made very much money while married.
I think there's a lot of debt. I think they have a lot of overhead. And I think he has probably looked at his books and stopped offending Forrest Gump. Don't offend Forrest Gump. He was lovely. But like, at the same time too, is like, oh my God, I'm so in debt with this woman. I have potentially two children. I have completely alienated my friends and my family. Where am I going to go? And we've seen it. We've seen, if you gender switch this around, and I've said this before, I've done videos on it. If you gender switch them and Harry was the wife and Meghan was the husband, these would be very different conversations we'd be having. Absolutely. No, why Harry is still there if it was gender reversed. Because how many women stay in marriages with men like this? Because they have no place to go. They have kids, they have debt, they have, no self-esteem left. They have all of these things going on, and they stay in miserable marriages for 20 some years. They stay.
But do you think though that now that he knows, I have fully.
Oh, I think he knows. I don't think he lives under any illusions of what Meghan is at this point. Mm-mm.
And I think he's going along with her because he's gone along with everything else.
Yeah.
Do you think he's willing to go down with the ship?
Oh, I think he's going to go down with the ship. That's why I think his family's going to be scraping him off a hotel room in LA one day, bringing him home. I think the bitterness that he has towards his brother and a little bit towards his father, I think is genuine. Oh yeah, the hatred. I think it's genuine.
I don't think that's bitterness. It's hatred.
Yeah. And I think one of the reasons he married her was to piss his family off. Totally. He married the call girl. He didn't marry the girls that his family liked, they all ran for the hills because they knew exactly Chelsea was smart, wonderful, beautiful young lady. My God, like she knew.
Yeah. President Bonus too was a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, he's had some nice girls in his time, and they leave. They're like, I'm out. I don't fucking doing this. But I think part of it too is how can I continue to piss off my brother and my father? Oh, I'll just keep staying married to her and letting her trash talk my family, and okay. Like, yeah. And now he's so far down the rabbit hole. Ugh.
But do you think that when she divorces, do you think he'll divorce her, or do you think she'll divorce him?
I flip-flop with that question a little bit, actually, in my head. I've thought about it kind of from both sides. Because they're both kind of in a shitty pickle. Like,
and they're both narcissists. I am under no illusion that Harry's an absolute narcissist.
Yeah, Harry, they're two peas in a pod, those two. Oh yeah. They're both kind of screwed. She's got nothing. Without him, she's nothing. And he has pissed his family off. He has pissed his country off. But I think at some point he will go home. I think he'll go home.
You know what Auntie said? You know the wedding next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, people have said in England they don't save the date. That's not how it works. They send the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
That save the date thing is very much in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't see the billionaire guy saying, "Oh, save the date." That doesn't work that way.
No.
You get an invite or you don't. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He said that he thinks Harry's gonna show up on his own. You should go watch that video. It's a good video. The hour went by like this. He believes that that's gonna be the make or break because Harry's gonna go on his own to the wedding next year. What do you think?
I find it so interesting. There was a lot of news spin around Harry looking at property in London, looking to purchase an apartment or a house or something in London, so that when he travels there, he could have a place to stay. Because right now he stays in hotels. He doesn't have a place to stay. And I found that interesting because to me, I'm like, is that a precursor to a divorce? Is that a precursor to a divorce? Is he looking so that when he's ready to go, he'll go? Like he's got a place to go.
But at the same time, I think he's doing it for because he needs to be an address for counselor of state. Because I believe that the reason why he's saying the UK is his home is because to make sure that he's still domiciled in the United Kingdom. And I've done videos about this. Domicile and residence is completely different. He can be residing in the United States. He can say that he is residing there, but as long he can't give up his domicile unless he comes and publicly says that he gives up his domicile, and you still need to go through a court case. I've done many videos about this. Okay. So to me, the fact that he's publicly saying that the UK is his home is for domicile purposes, no love or anything there.
Yeah, and he needs to keep himself attached to the royal family somehow because he knows he's going to go home one day. He's going to go back one day. And
but nobody wants him.
No, he will. I think he will be worse off than Andrew. Like he. Oh yeah, and I mean Andrew fucked up. Like he did. He's not a pedophile. Everybody calls Andrew a pedophile. He's not a pedophile, folks. He just likes young ladies, and she was actually of legal age of consent. Like it's gross and it's yucky what he did, but she was of age of consent.
Well, let's not forget Prince Charles when he married Diana.
Yeah,
in that interview, I met her when she was 16. She was a lovely girl. I go, what?
Right?
Oh, grooming.
Yeah, totally. So I'm not saying what Andrew did was right, but he was smart enough to shut his mouth. He did one stupid interview that he never should have done. He was told to really shut up after that, and he did.
That's a good question. We get one. Do you think
they come back? I think he will be relegated to walk the dogs with Andrew. He will be relegated to some shit task within the family. He will be heavily supervised and controlled. I don't think he'll ever be in any kind of official working category again for the royal family. I don't.
Do you think?
I don't. And especially, oh my God, when William is the king. Like,
I have a friend in the UK, and he told me that Prince William had a huge argument with. Did you notice that the king didn't show up at the carols? They had a huge because it said that Harry was in the United Kingdom for the court case. He didn't show up in court, but he was there. And now, of course, it's been confirmed that he was there and he left on Wednesday. You know, and he did meet with Charles. And this is the thing, because Charles keeps giving them opportunities to put out stuff.
Yeah.
How many times does Harry the Snake have to bite him for him to understand? Do you think he did that on purpose?
Yeah. No, I believe it. I think things are going to look very different when William is on the throne. It's going to look very different. And him and Catherine, I'll tell you, they are, I don't like to say anybody's, 100% rock solid. Things happen, but those two are rock solid. Like, she endured a lot of shit in the 10 years that they dated, like a lot of shit, and endured it. What are you laughing at? Domicile, more like imbecile. Right? Oh, the dog shit. Yeah, Andrew's going to be walking the dogs, and Harry's going to be behind the dogs with little baggies picking their shit up.
But you know what? I wonder. It's to me, because I love talking to you, because you're a therapist, and you have such amazing insight into so many things. I was talking. We talked to Thomas Markle, right? You're in the chat, Cynthia. You're in the chat group. Yes, you are. We added you.
Yeah.
But you've seen what Thomas Markle, because we're in the chat group in WhatsApp, guys. So we're talking, and it's like, if you should be, because we added you. So you see what we post in that chat group.
Yeah.
But you've seen, for example, I want to talk about this abusive lady that we talked about at the very beginning, this black lady, because these are the kind of people that went after Samantha Markle. And this is just now. This lady has a huge following. These are the types of lady that go after Samantha Markle, after Thomas Markle, after Mr. Markle.
I know. Her half brother has his moments sometimes with what he says. He kind of, once in a while, he's harsh, and he's blunt, and he's to the point, and you have to respect somebody like that. Samantha, I would say, is well spoken. She's very well spoken. She's highly educated. She's an intelligent woman. The going after the Markle side of the family is just mind-boggling to me, because from all reports, from everything that you see, and I mean, Tom Bauer did a deep dive on the Markle family. Tom Bauer has never been sued. He's never been sued because everything he writes, he can back up. Like, he is an intelligent, smart man. He's not no Scooby-Doo. He knows how to write a book. And he did a deep dive into her childhood and her family. She had a good childhood. Her dad provided well for her. Her dad gave her everything she needed. She was involved with the Markle side of the family as well. There's lots of family pictures. She went to her sister's grad. There's Christmas pictures of them around the Christmas tree. Like, her father really included that side of the family with her life. Like, did he favor Meghan? Oh, 100% he did. That was absolutely his baby doll of his life. And you never hear his other two kids. You never hear Samantha and her brother. They never say anything negative about him. You don't hear them. They don't even say anything negative about Doria. Like, they don't.
No, Samantha doesn't.
No, she never says anything. And I've noticed that. I'm like, Samantha has never said anything negative about Doria. And that was her stepmom. And
she wasn't very nice to her.
No, she wasn't. But you never hear anything negative. So it really goes to show you who's the issue here. And I actually think that her father's side of the family, I actually think there's a few in the royal family that they would have got along with, that they would have been fine with, because they're just very kind of down to earth, normal people who've worked hard. but Meghan does not want the truth coming out about.
What do you think of Eugenie and Beatrice? I don't trust him.
Oh, let me tell you something. Those girls were at the concert behind Catherine. Hell yeah, they were. Oh yeah. They're smart enough to know we're not pissing off the royal family.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
No. Everything they see and hear goes back. Eugenie, everything she sees and hears. Beatrice, not so much. Eugenie, everything she sees and hears. I guarantee you she's on the phone with Harry. Guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they leaked that information about the queens coming back in a coffin and the royal train. But the funny thing is that they leaked it to Beatrice.
Yeah.
They leaked different to what's her name? Eugenie, and they leaked to Beatrice that it was the royal train. And the news that got leaked is the one with the royal train.
Yeah, I think the royal family was doing a little test. Let's give them separate information and see what lands in the press. And yeah. 100%.
But you know what's the most disgusting thing? That people like that sugar woman. Samantha's disabled.
I know.
But nobody brings it up. Have you seen that doesn't bring it up?
No, nobody brings it up. Like, she's got MS.
Can you imagine if it were somebody else?
Yeah. Like, I know. And she's still working, and she still went to school, and she still did everything with MS.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, why is the press quiet on the fact that Meghan Markle is attacking her disabled sister?
I know. I don't think the press wants to go down that road. I think the press is like, ooh.
Why?
I know.
But why? I'm asking you because why?
The press is a fickle bunch. They will go after what is going to sell copies and make news.
That would sell copies. Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, slandering or abusing a disabled sister. Nashi, hello. How are you, sweetie? I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Beatrice and Eugenie met with Piers Morgan. Meghan's enemy. You're right, Nash.
They had lunch. Wasn't it a luncheon or something like that they did with
him? In a pub.
Yeah, a pub. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're snakes. They're like flags. Yeah. They come and go.
And they learned from the best. I mean, look at who their parents are. Andrew and Fergie. Like, Fergie has ridden the royal train. I mean, holy shit. Like she has ridden she has taken that cow to market 55 times over. Like,
I mean, it's really disgusting. It's really disgusting, but it's incredible how everything is centered now around the race route. And Meghan is attacking the Queen's legacy of, colonialism 2.0. How the Queen was, and that woman saying that the Queen was racist. And, that video really got me when she goes, and the Queen didn't like the black folk at the palace. And and Whitney is the one who called, what's it called? Archie the N-word. And she actually says the N-word, guys.
I know.
And she doesn't get fucking canceled. Which really annoys the hell out of me.
I know. If that was us, we'd be canceled. Holy shit. We'd be shut down so fast.
Cynthia, just the first words for me to say. And guys, I swear to you, I picked the nicer part of the video because the rest of the video is horrible.
Yeah. I got through about 10 minutes of it, to be totally honest. I couldn't, number one, stand her. She's got that very Cali girl voice on like steroids. I couldn't stand her voice. And just what was coming out of her mouth, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, come on. Like, no, like,
and like Najla said, I was talking to her and she's like, she was telling me that she has friends that are from Iran. Persia and Iran are the same thing. As I said earlier, the only difference is that now Omid doesn't want to say that they're from Iran, it's completely white, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
Because he believes that Iran is mixed. Oh, thank you. It's mixed with Muslim. And Cynthia, where is Cynthia? Oh, her internet. Well, her internet is going to come back. So don't worry about it, guys. She's coming back. Let me see if her internet, because internet must be bad. Let me see. So, but yeah, I mean, it is actually quite disgusting. I mean, guys, you have no idea how angry I got about that video. She's coming back. I was so angry with that video, guys. You know, I don't want to recommend it. And the funny thing is, I have reported. I did report it because it made me so angry. You know, so yes, thank you, Megan's Toes. So yes, but I mean, what do you guys think? Then they go, oh, they were okay. Let me see. Yeah, guys, no, Maggie P. No, I waited. I mean, I sent that clip very early on to our Royal Mess chat, you know, with everybody. You should have heard our comments, but I waited to come down, which is why I posted the video very late in the afternoon, because I didn't want to. You know me. You know that. I don't know. You know, I mean, it's just, I was just upset, guys, but I had to come down in order to do the video because, yeah, Cynthia's coming back. Don't worry, she's just, yeah, she's just having issues with the internet. I'm just telling her. Yeah, but by the way, go subscribe to her channel, guys. While we're here, paste. This is Cynthia's channel, Chin Wagon with Cynthia. So go subscribe to her. Now, I'm going to ask you something, guys, because I want your answer with all of this. Do you think that the palace... Hola, Marvin, ¿qué tal? Do you think... Cynthia, where were you?
I was trying to get in the comments and I hit the wrong button.
But listen, Cynthia.
Okay,
Do you think that the palace is doing the right thing by not addressing this thing at all? Because we have seen that silence for people like Meghan Markle is just a go ahead sign.
I go back to I actually do think what they're doing, it's driving her nuts. It's got to be driving her nuts that there's no official apology, no official release of anything. It's got to be driving her bonkers because she's not being, what's the right word I'm looking for? She's not being like, they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a brain fart. She's not being, her thoughts and feelings and take on everything isn't being like, she's not getting the confirmation she needs that it happened, and it's not happening publicly for her. It's happening, I would say their response, like I said before, has been very passive aggressive. It's look at these lovely children at a Christmas concert. Look at Catherine looking stunning in an all white suit. Like I think there's people in the background that are planning certain things and activities, right down to, honestly, Catherine's wardrobe, the children's wardrobe, like everything. They're speaking, but they're speaking quietly. They're speaking with their actions. They're not going to put out anything in the press. And I think validation, that's what I'm looking for. Meghan's not getting any validation on anything she's saying or doing at this point from the royal family. And I think it's driving her bonkers. And I think in some ways it's brilliant. There was a video that was done by a gentleman. He talks about the psychological warfare and the psychological war between Harry and William, and how there is a psychological war going on there. There 100% is. Every time Harry talks about his mother, come on. You can't tell me that doesn't stab William in the heart. Every time he talks about his mother, 100% it does. 100% it does. So what do? They bring their family out. Everybody is lovely. Catherine is on par. She looks fantastic. She gives a speech that is on par. William, there was another video released of William just walking down a road the one day, and somebody was doing a charity walk and he sort of bumped into them and they were all like, oh my God, it's like Prince William. Well, of course that was released all over the internet. 100%.
Yeah, but you know the problem that you have now when you type in royal racist, immediately royal and racist, and immediately Catherine and Charles comes out. You know that's together forever glued on the internet.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, people, a very fickle mind.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
People
people
are
that are
mind.
there's people that are going to buy into it. There's people that are going to support it, buy into it, agree with it. It's actually very interesting to hear how many people of color are speaking against Meghan, are speaking against Omid Scobie, are speaking against them. It's actually shocking how many people have spoken against them. You know, Nana talks about the fact that, I mean, her son is biracial. She's married to a white man.
My
Her
son
son's
is mixed
Yeah.
race. I have many races. It's not even funny.
You know, Candace Owens talks about it. She's married to a Brit, a white Brit. She talks about it. Like, you know, and she talks about the conversation did happen in her family, in her marriage of LOL, you know, what color is our kid going to be? Because I'm black and you're white. This will be interesting to see. And they're 100% black. Like Meghan's not 100% black. She's like 50-50. Whereas
No,
like
not even that. Doria
don't
is about a third black because Doria already has mulatto and white mix.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it very early on, when the first lady came that brought them here, they were mixed with white.
Okay.
The lady that became where all the raglan comes from, there was white, and then there was mulatto, and then there was white, because you know before how they kept the registry is Negro or mulatto, or you know, so when you can see Negro, mulatto, white, you know, white, and then she has like a Filipino thing. So Doria is like a third black because she has some Filipino, some white. I mean,
yeah,
it's mixed. It's not even funny.
It's so interesting because when Nana talks about it, like she's same thing. She's 100% well, she's not African American. She's 100% black. Like, you know, and they named their son Ivory. She makes a joke about it.
Yeah.
She just released a thing the other day. She did a talk. And
Yeah,
she
I know. I was laughing my ass off with that.
I know. It's just like we picked that name out before we even had him. So we were like, oh my God, what if this kid doesn't look white? Like, you know, just like it is what it is. So I don't think a lot of people are buying into this shit. I don't think a lot of people, I think you're going to have that small percentage of people that want to buy into the race card. These are people who already didn't like the royal family. These are people who don't believe in monarchical systems. They don't believe in that stuff to begin with. I think anybody who believes in monarchy systems and does all of that takes this with a huge grain of salt, especially considering where it's coming from. Yeah.
I had a point to ask you because this had been bothering me because of my age. I forget about it. But yeah, I sort of got, you know, it is something that people always say, you know, oh well, it's not going to happen because the other day they were talking about Harry and Meghan being one plane away from being king and queen, and that they're taking steps to remove them because, let's face it, William is still flying helicopters with the family, the whole family.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he is. I mean,
stupid is that?
He doesn't seem to. So there's been a long-standing rule that once, like really George, I think it was once he turned 5 or 6 or something like that, like he's not supposed to fly with his father anymore. He's not supposed to. He has to fly separately. And I have noticed that they still do travel as a family. And that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking that anybody would say it out loud in public, though. Like when I heard that coming from, you know, members of the Sussexes squad, I was like, ooh, like you got to have some balls to say that out loud and no filter. Like that's brutal. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah. Although I'm trying to think here if, yeah, I can't imagine, like I can't imagine Harry as heir to the throne. Like I can't.
Can you imagine Meghan? That woman her shit won't stink. I swear to God, you know, like it's gonna be brutal. But I hope they don't do that. And apparently there's a bill that they're putting forth because I don't know why Harry's kids are still in the line of succession. I don't understand why Harry's still in the line of succession. I don't understand why Charles hasn't even asked them to put the titles in abeyance. I don't even understand that. Cynthia, you know that did you see that commercial, the 1 second commercial with Meghan in Vancouver?
No. Oh,
Oh,
God. You have
you
a
haven't-
bloody commercial?
Oh my God. Yes. And Vancouver from the trip. You haven't seen it. Oh.
I saw the hockey game. I saw the stupid.
No.
charity
They
work
did a
that she did.
commercial. They did a commercial. And she's there 1 second. You have to wait because let me see. Meghan Small has it. So
Yeah,
she
go look.
posted it here. And it's wait, she has it here because she has the no, that's Jenny Athia, who's a stupid idiot. I'm gonna show it to you. That's Catherine. Oh my God, look at that. Ugh. Oh, and we're going to talk about the Dutch thing too.
Oh, yeah.
The Dutch have come out fighting. There goes that wanker.
Yeah, they're not happy. They're not
but
happy.
Let me show you this one, which is the commercial, because then they did a hockey thing, a hockey commercial, right?
They did the
And
game.
advertising for the games with the guy that's here we go.
That they hijacked from the charity
Are
that was
you
actually about.
Are you seeing this?
No, I don't think any of us are.
Okay, I found it. Let me share. I'm stupid. Of course, you're not seeing it because I haven't shared this. Ahua.
I love you.
Okay, here we go. Watch this. Watch this, Cynthia. Don't blink. This is the hockey game she went to. Remember that
Yeah.
there was a play for autism?
Yes.
And this is about the guy that she likes. Remember that she wanted to meet? Watch. Here it comes pretty soon. It's actually quite pathetic. There we go. Here, after this. Do you see it? Quinn Hughes. I thought you'd seen it.
No, that's hilarious. I wonder how much she paid to have this done, because she's been paying for a lot of her own PR shit. She's been paying for a lot of this stuff. Yep.
Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. Gabor Mate.
Oh,
you know that he went again and he went on Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan asked him about it. And he didn't. He said that again, he blamed the press, that how Harry was a troubled young man. This is he should shut the fuck
he needs to
up.
shut up. He needs to stop talking.
He's never treated Harry.
No.
You know,
he needs to
keep
stop
people
talking.
entertained. I have to go get something to drink. Keep the people entertained.
Yeah, no, and it's so interesting.
Yes, I can talk to you that way.
Yeah, no worries, girl. I got this. And it's so interesting because, like, this is the thing too, is that Gabor Mate is not a psychiatrist. I don't know if people know this. He's not a psychiatrist. He's not a psychologist. He's a family general practitioner. He specialized in substance use for a little bit, but yeah, he's not even a psychiatrist. He definitely did a lot of work around trauma and learning about trauma and doing all that stuff, but he's not actually a psychiatrist. So the fact that he went on and did this interview and then started to make psychiatric diagnosis of somebody that he's never treated, never assessed, never done the assessments, never done any of that stuff on, like, he needs to stop talking. And then he went on Piers Morgan, and Piers kind of ate him up, kind of ate him alive. He needs to stop talking. So, no, I agree. Oh, the hockey game. That hockey game, I have to tell you, that hockey game pissed me right off, because it was actually supposed to be for the Canucks Autism Network. And it was supposed to help bring awareness to autism in the greater Vancouver area. It was a fundraiser. The lady who sang the national anthem is in the spectrum. It was supposed to be a little boy dropping the puck with autism. And they completely hijacked that game rather than joining in on what the cause was. They could have worked it in their favor. But no. We're going to hijack it and make it all about us and Invictus. Yeah, the Vancouver hockey game. And, like, my God, let me tell you, hockey boys, like, she thinks she's going to get on with an NHL player. Has anybody ever seen what NHL players marry? Paula,
No.
have you seen what an NHL player marries? Okay, they marry blonde, big boobied, 21-year-old Instagram models. There is a type. There is a school that NHL players go to. of what they have a checklist. I swear to
It's
God,
almost the football, like the football players, you know, like that. And
when you get drafted in the NHL, I think there's a checklist that you're given on the type of woman you're allowed to marry and be and marry, because it's blonde, it's big boobied, it's a size 0. It's a piece of arm candy that doesn't talk. It's not Meghan Markle. Like, it's not. It wouldn't. Like,
but didn't she date 2 guys? 2 hockey players, the Soto. Remember the Soto?
There's some rumors at Soho House that she had been with some hockey players, but keeping in mind, that's not dating, engaged, marrying them. That's just screwing with them. Like, those guys do that. Absolutely. Lots of these young hockey players totally do, but they don't marry them. They marry, it's a very specific type that most NHL players marry. There's a few exceptions. Sidney Crosby's girlfriend is actually like pretty smart and you never see her. And Austin Matthews, actually, his girlfriend's a researcher at the University of Arizona. Super smart lady. And you never see her either. But yeah, no, for the most part, it's the Barbie doll. They all marry a Barbie doll. That's not Meghan.
And you know what though? I'm glad that I'm glad you haven't seen that thing, because can you imagine?
The hell?
And this is the thing. They used Invictus monies because we know that those 2 people, those 2 gentlemen were fired. So I wonder if this is why, Cynthia, because those 2 gentlemen are really, I'm sorry I'm eating, guys, but I suddenly started feeling dizzy. No, I started feeling dizzy. I think it's my low. I'm suffering low blood pressure. Yeah. So I'm eating something sweet. I don't like sweet, but I eat it, right? So, and CD's here eating something sweet. I love it. But it's what was I saying? Shit.
Oh, the Invictus, the 2 directors,
the 2 gentlemen, we know that they're very respected in Canada.
Very respected in Canada and nonprofit world. Yeah.
Commercial. If she managed, because remember she said she wanted to go meet that guy and she wanted Harry to introduce him.
He wouldn't give a shit about her.
To push her way to get a commercial and make money out of that, using the Invictus funds, because she got there for, I don't even know why she was there. I wonder who paid for Marcus.
Well, Marcus was there, which is odd. So I think the 2 CEOs that were fired from Invictus, I think they brought up the finances and they brought up the Meghan issue. And I think they said, y'all are spending way too much money on personal expenses for Invictus in Germany was probably insanely expensive. And why is Meghan there? Like, what is she doing? What is her purpose? Why is she so involved? And I think they were fired because they were like, the money spending needs to stop. And Meghan, if you're not going to work and serve a purpose, please don't come.
But why are they still pandering to her? Why were they allowed to be there?
I know. And this is where I fall into like Harry, no balls when it comes to her, clearly, and just, oh, you hurt my wife's feelings. You'll file it. Let's find 2 yes men. But that's the problem. Harry, having grown up like he's grown up, think about it. Nobody ever says no to Harry. He's the Prince Harry. And nobody ever said no to Meghan. Her dad.
Didn't he just hire somebody who used to work with him when he was, what's the name of the guy who's taken over now, Invictus? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's a yes man.
Because it's from him.
Yeah.
It's something that he grew up in the royal household. He was a member of the royal household or something like that. Like a private secretary or something like that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen Magnus, Nick Booth.
That's who it is. Yeah, I just pulled it up. Yeah, because Peter Lawless.
I love these people.
Officer,
right? That's a question they immediately get on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick Booth. You rock.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's been the problem. So oh yes, there are no budgetary issues, blah blah blah.
What do you think is happening with the Heritage Foundation?
Oh man. I think they're hanging on, they're holding money tight. They're doing everything they can do to keep money away from Harry, because we all know where it goes. It goes to her shitty little Hermes flip-flops that she has to wear everywhere she goes. Like, we know this.
Cynthia, I am just shocked, like for people, people say, oh, the royal family take this on their stride. But then you have public opinion. You have people who don't take it on their stride. And people are wondering, because at the end of the day, the monarchy is an institution. How can the monarch be effective if he's considered a racist? And he's not saying, there's not even an investigation to those claims. Any other institution that they say there's racism there, they immediately would investigate.
Yeah.
To clear the air. I mean, why aren't they doing that? Salud, City.
Yeah, I honestly, there's something to be said though for silence. Sometimes it's like, if we don't investigate, we're not worried about it. But there's also a sense of pompousness with the royal family too. Like they do hold themselves above everybody. Like I'm a royalist. I love the monarchy, but they hold themselves above everybody. They do. They're like, we're the royal family. Why do we have to investigate this? Why do we have to apologize? We are the royal family. And that's where Harry gets this sense of, oh, I don't like you talking bad about my wife, you're fired. Like, how dare you talk bad about me? There's still a sense of, it's just crazy. It's like, I'm sure there's been some meetings, and I'm sure, everybody sits, the senior royal members sit in those meetings with their people, because they have people. And they're like, why do we have to address this? We're the royal family. Who gives a shit what she thinks?
Well, no, because this is a senior member. This is a very sensitive topic. They have made other people who work for them apologize when it's them.
When it's them.
We talked about it, about Lady Susan Hussey being pretty much flagged. What's it called? Publicly,
Yeah, they may as well flogged her. Yeah,
I think I think William was landing in Boston when he was already issuing that statement that how dare they, that he didn't condone any racist, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this lady was literally kicked out, like trashed.
I know.
I mean, it was horrible. And then, that was the most ridiculous thing. Like,
it was terrible what they did to her.
I'll pull it up because it just pisses me off.
It was terrible what they did to her, to be brutally honest. Like, it really was. Like I said, I'm a royalist, but yeah, she got, like, they threw her under the bus. Like, they threw her under the bus and drove over her 3 times. Like,
I have the thing here. Okay, I have the thing here, and we'll watch it. Yes, I'm okay. We'll read it here, so you'll see why I'm upset. And this is over just one question. Meghan is alleging that she was bullied. She was her kid basically, she lost her livelihood in the family because she was forced to flee, right? Because that's what they're claiming now, that they're forced to flee, right? So here we go. We're gonna see this. Gosi Fulani Steve's personal apology over Buckingham Palace racism incident. Look at that.
I know.
Why wasn't she wearing her national, that disguise that she was wearing? Because what she did, she was wearing something that wasn't even the proper attire from that country.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They made this beautiful lady who faithfully served, because she was asking, where are you really from? Because she showed up at Buckingham Palace like a clown, not even representing the dress that the disguise that she wore. I mean, this is it. This is this lady. Yeah. This is what they reduced her to.
I know. I have to wonder if she, and I've wondered about this, if she wasn't given financial compensation, Lady Hussey.
But her reputation is trashed.
I know.
Her reputation is tarnished. I know that they've invited her, but that doesn't mean anything. Why did they make this woman? Because now she's gone away with the shady.
Oh, she's gone. She got what she wanted, because we all know it was her and Meghan put this together. Like,
absolutely, because Lady Susan Hussey was sent first to teach her manners, teach her how to speak. Remember when she there was nobody to teach me how to speak, and then when Harry tries to speak out, she puts her hand on his on his thing, saying, "Shut up, Ginger."
Yeah. Yes, Julie. Harry was always attracted to blondes. He had a very specific type too. Mm-hmm.
But and that really bothers me that they do this. And now that Meghan has gone in full blown mode, saying worse things than just where you're really from.
It's interesting. There is definitely a level, I think, when you're a working royal of, the media made a much bigger issue about this than they're making about Omid Scobie's book. The media is, if anything, Omid is looking like a fool. Like, he looks like a fool. A lot of people are not buying into it, but they bought into this hook, line, and sinker. But I think this opened a lot of people's eyes to the BSing about the racist stuff. I think it opened a lot of people's eyes to that. And that's why I think this with Omid's book, most people are not taking this seriously. They're not taking it seriously anymore because this sort of discounted everything because it came out. It came out. She knows Meghan. She went there purposefully in that traditional outfit from a country that she's not even from. Like, she's not even from there. Like, there was no reason for her to have. And again, it was a silly question, but it wasn't, I don't think she meant it with any malice or racism. It was literally, where are you from?
Sorry,
like, where?
Let me tell you something, Cynthia. I have a friend of mine. She's ballet dancer. You've seen Martinez here, guys, on my channel sometimes. And she goes, whenever they went representing Nicaragua abroad, they would go with this natural folklore dresses when they go down, because she's a ballet dancer, but she dances folklore, national folklore. So they would go with the full national dress, So and they would go to these fairs, and from what I understand, that day there were people from different organizations, from different nationalities, and blah blah blah, that were representing their country. So Marlene Headley showed up. I mean, let me see if I can get
right. So like, why wouldn't you ask, where are you from?
And then she's being coy. What do you mean? And it's like,
what do you mean?
Because if she goes and
you're wearing this beautiful traditional dress, where are you from? Like,
let me see, because I have the picture of her here, of the things that she was wearing that day. And then I published the video of her removing that get up and putting the clothes, and they were asking, why do you wear that? Oh, I wear it because that way, for convenience and to get money.
Yep.
I have it here.
Her nonprofit charity was shut down.
That's her.
They shut down her nonprofit.
I mean, she showed up with dreadlocks, and I think she had even more jewelry that day that she showed up.
She did. She was really dressed up quite extensively that day.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
She had that bones thing, color bones things.
I know.
I know. And I mean, whenever my friend went there, and they would ask her, which country are you representing? Where are you from? And stuff like that. And Martinez is not going to say, oh, I'm just from down the road. No, because clearly she knew what the question was. Yeah. And I posted that thing about Catherine, because I did many videos after the Oprah interview about Catherine her DNA being called exotic, and her green prevailing over Williams, and blah blah blah. And I reposted it again, and I did another because people started talking about it again. Yet they were saying that Catherine's kids were going to have darker skin.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't understand, Cynthia, all of this. You are a therapist. I know that the Paula shouldn't answer to everything, but there's certain things that they have to.
Yeah.
Because Meghan Markle is not attacking Catherine personally. She's attacking the monarchy as an institution. You know what I mean?
I do. And I think that there's been a level of, and I will say this, I don't think coming into the royal family is easy for any partner, any of it. I don't think it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, Catherine was abused by the media for 10 years and had to do her own.
Aftermath is here. Let me say, Tina, can you come on? Be fun.
Yeah, it was her nonprofit was shut down. You know, I mean, it's for me, I would love to see a statement released from the palace, only because I think the stress that has to be on William and Catherine right now has to be enormous. Like, you can't tell me behind closed doors there's not some days that Meghan does something stupid or says something stupid publicly, and the two of them don't just look at each other and be like, would this bitch just shut up? You know what I mean? Like, what did we do to piss her off to this level? Like, Jesus, Harry, shut your wife up. Like, there's got to be days that behind closed doors, these two are just not looking at each other going, come on, like, enough already. And you can't tell me there has not been some meetings between William and Charles that has not involved William saying, you need to shut him the fuck up. Like, make a call, do something about this.
Grow balls.
Like, yeah. Like, come on, Dad. Are you serious? Like, she's belittling my wife publicly. Like, again, Catherine, like, what has she ever done? Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe behind closed doors, she's not sweet and marvelous. Maybe she wasn't warm and fuzzy to Meghan. Maybe she looked at Meghan. She probably looked at Meghan and went, oh, great, Harry's marrying the call girl. Awesome. You know, she probably saw through her. She's a smart woman. But, like, honestly, like, at what point does Charles not pick up a phone and go, you either shut your wife up and you shut yourself up, or we will release something? Yeah.
No, but I get that. But you know what? Imagine Meghan Markle taking on Rachel Meghan Ragland coming, because she kept saying that she was going to come into the monarchy and tell him how to do charity. The only charity she knows how to do is self-service.
Yes.
So, you know, I mean, there's
everything she did, none of this charity work popped up until 2016 when she was wheeling in Harry. Like, you know, and all this. So she went to soup kitchens in LA and stuff. No, she freaking did not. No, she did not.
Hello. You okay?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So yeah, that she had a non-profit for domestic abuse, didn't she? That lady.
Mm-hmm.
You made all that fuss.
Yeah, and it got shut down.
Did it officially get shut down, guys? Can you imagine that woman showing up at a party, at my party? If she shows up like looking like that, I can tell you,
I know.
there's gonna be some jokes made. I'm sorry, because that's not even a national get-up of the place. She's from Barbados or something like that. They don't dress like that.
You just would have thought she would be proud as well to be like this.
Yeah,
this is my attire. This is me. You know, this is the thing. But it just seems like anything connected just seems to turn to shit, basically.
we have that all the time here. So you'll go to a function or you'll go to an event and you'll see an Indigenous person. And they will be wearing a traditional ribbon skirt, and they will be wearing probably a t-shirt that's usually around murdered and missing Indigenous women themed t-shirt, or orange t-shirt for residential school victims. You'll see them with beaded earrings and beaded hair, you know, barrettes and stuff like that they're wearing. And people will say, and you know, they don't say what band are you from, or you know, they'll say, what tribe are you from? They still use that word. And they're like, oh, I'm from, you know, Onion Lake Cree Nation, and my Gookum showed me how to make a skirt, and like they're very proud.
Yeah,
they're not. I'm sorry. What did you ask me? Are you being racist?
And so they should be, and surely it's people wanting to learn as well, isn't it? How can people learn if when they ask the questions? And how old was the woman who asked us? Like, you know, in her 80s. You know, it's just.
I let you hear. City wants to go out for peeing, so
yeah. It was just gross and it was unnecessary, and I genuinely don't believe that she did it with any intent. She just asked a question. Where are you from?
Yes, I know. I don't think, to be honest with you, I think the last few years, how many years has this been going on now? It's all gross. It's all gross.
It's just gross. And I don't think people are buying it anymore. I don't think people are buying it. And we were just talking about, like, you know, these accusations against Charles and William.
Yeah.
That they made the comment of what color will your baby be. A comment that a lot of families make when there's two different colorings of people.
Absolutely.
You know, and at what point does it not just get like behind closed doors? Like, I'm sure that some nights, you know, Catherine's drinking a large glass of wine, just shaking her head. Being like,
well,
that's
the thing, isn't it? Like, can you imagine having all this and having to, like,
yeah.
Oh, you know, that's you know, she's not been brought up with this. You know, I see a video of Catherine today. She's taken the 3 children. Have you seen it yet?
Mm-hmm.
To one of her charities, and they're all the early years, and it's, you know, but it's just, she has it. Like, how can you do that? Time of the month, you want to just go, wah.
There's been some times that I've seen her, I would say within this last year, that you see some stress in her face.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also a woman, I've noticed, she's a very, very, very slender, petite woman, but there are some times that her weight fluctuates a little bit down and she's a little thinner than normal. And I look at that and I go, yeah, she's stressed. She's angry. Like, she's stressed. This how can you not be? Like, the job that she has is already challenging enough. And then you topple on the 2 buffoons there, you know, dumping on everything. And right. You know what I mean? Like,
right. 1 minute. I'll be back. Wait there.
Okay. Listen what it's saying here about the thing that apparently she was forced to resign, and then it was referred to the Charities Commission. We're talking about Marlene Headley, the lady
place,
because of concerns about financial irregularities. Isn't that always the case? I think for a while, but are now running again. It's called Sister Space.
Yeah, Sister Space. It's a great premise of an organization. Like, it's a great organization. There's nothing wrong with the work that they want to do and what they're attempting to do. I think it's just it's just No, Meghan announced in US.
I was talking, Tina, you're talking about the aftermath. I mean, Cynthia was saying that the royal family is going to have to come and pick Harry with a shovel, you know,
scrape him off the floor,
his ass, kind of thing.
You know what? As this is going on, and you see Harry, he's lost everything, family, friends. I hope they're able to. At this point, I just, you know, that for me, in the grief of his mom, and now that's been resurrected as well. And my only hope there is that he doesn't want to do that to his children. But I just feel like, what is there left, you know? And I don't want to take it there, but let's be realistic. He's got to pay. He's been humiliated again today.
Yeah.
£48,000.
Yeah, pounds.
You know, and it's not even about the money, is it? It's been humiliated on the main stage. You know, none of what he believed or he's been led to believe that where he had been wronged. And every time this happens, it's a bit more realization to how far it is gone. You know, in my eyes, you know, that's a worry. But you know, at the same time, I flip it and think what Catherine's gone through, what William's gone through. Charles, he's not even had a chance to grieve his mom.
No.
Like, the whole time through her dying, he's had to deal with Harry doing that.
And even Camilla, like, whether you choose to like her or hate her, Camilla, like, she's been crucified in the press. She's been crucified in the public opinion. Like, crucified
for years. Even now, the British public majority just will not have her. But you know what? She turned up time and time again.
Not on her. Like, honestly, she has. And she was just recently doing some charity work here, and she looked very noble, and she was very respectful, and she follows protocol, and she follows her plays, and she she's another one. Like, she doesn't make a step out of turn. Like, she respects the processes and the protocols in place, and she's been crucified.
Meghan is not even received a
No!
snippet of what
Like-
Camilla
Like a
has
little
received.
tiny snippet. Like, she got bitched about her avocado
Well,
diet
now
when she was
Meghan is
pregnant.
receiving, but now Meghan is receiving what's receiving. Meghan was complaining that she was being targeted way back then when she was being loved, because she needed a legitimate reason to get out of Norway, to get out of the UK, like we talked about, because she made up that reason why she was leaving the UK.
Yeah.
Now, for reals, she's enduring the fruits of the labor of her skanky actions. You reap what you sow.
You do. And some would argue Camilla's what she sowed. This is her backlash. This is her aftermath. But at the end of the day, all Meghan's done is come along and made everyone look at Camilla and go, "Wow, you stuck at it. You've remained dedicated." She shone a light on Camilla.
I know.
She's the new Camilla.
I know. And when you
It is
learn,
actually quite disturbing.
when you learn when you learn the history of Camilla and Charles and the relationship pre-Diana, and the decision for him to basically be forced to marry Diana because they felt she was a better choice, and he didn't want to marry her. He was told to marry her, and I think that's why after Charles and Diana, I think some lessons were learned by the royal family. And tell me if you think I'm bonkers, but I think the choice to marry for love and the choice to pick their own wives really occurred as a result of Diana and Charles, because I think the Queen realized, oh dear, we thought this would be a better option.
Well, it was the same with Margaret, wasn't she? She was in love with someone he couldn't marry. It's been going on for years.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. For Charles to walk Meghan down the aisle
was huge.
Hand her to his son, knowing that he fucked up there in what he did to Diana. It must have been a really proud moment to change in other times.
Yeah.
As well. And when you literally look at the pictures of Charles walking Meghan down the aisle and you just see what's happened now, and you see her history with her own family, and you can't help but look and just be like, wow. And people go Wallis Simpson. At least Wallis Simpson took him and zipped up, and didn't,
very different.
All Meghan's done is shown all the villains of the royal family, the female ones, is shone a light at them in a good way.
Well, and a lot of
being that woman.
Well, and a lot of, even like with Andrew, a lot of people have been like, holy heck, like, yeah, Andrew screwed up. Andrew went with a very young girl. She was of age. She was, he actually didn't do anything illegal, which is why he was not charged with a crime. He was just sued. I'll tell you, even Andrew's looking better right now. How sad is that?
Do you think he recognizes the humiliation?
I think he recognizes the humiliation he caused the family and his mother. He does. And that's why he has not even remotely complained about being relegated to being a dog walker. Yeah. He gets it. Harry doesn't get it. Harry doesn't get it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It really is a sad state of affairs,
It is.
Like on a dramatic, big, massive scale. Like there's just no words anymore, is there? Like, are we still here? Is it still going on?
We're still doing this?
Still doing
this.
this.
Shut up now. I thought you were done. I thought you were moving away from royal garbage. What? Like, I thought we were done here.
I'm tired, and I'm just a spectator in this.
I know.
I'm just a person watching on. I feel mentally and emotionally drained.
I know.
And I think the thing is with William and Harry, I think because they're an extension of their mom, the British people took them under their wing. Especially, I think that emotional moment of watching them walk behind that coffin was probably the moment where it's cemented, and you've just got loads of pissed off auntie and uncles who were just like, don't behave like that, William, you're a star.
Yeah.
We feel it, and I don't think anyone really connected with the royal family. They were just there, but now we're like, no, I don't think so. That's our family.
Yeah.
back off, you know.
Yeah. And somebody commented, Amanda, yeah, like you think the adults feel the stress, but I wonder like William and Catherine's children.
Do you know what? Can you imagine? Because they're not George and Charlotte. Charlotte, let's be fair, she's sassy. You know, she's got it going on up
she's
here.
a smart girl.
She's a smart girl.
Mhm.
There would have been a moment where they're going to go, where's Uncle Harry and Meghan gone? Or if you know, the children would have picked up on that. What's happening with, and that, you know, because they're doing a silence to us, they still live in a house with William and Catherine. They still will pick up on Dad being low or down or conversations that are happening.
Absolutely.
How do you manage your kids through that, you know, and protect them? And I doubt they're not going to be on social media, are they, the kids? But
no.
Can they protect them like completely?
Well, they're going to go to school. Like George is going off. Like they go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Isn't he going to eat?
Yeah, he is. Catherine apparently wasn't happy about that, but
no. But the one thing we've learned is little rich children are a bit bratty. So, you know, you're going to get the, you know, that one in the class, aren't you? To be like,
hey, George. So your auntie Meghan and Uncle Harry say that your grandpa, the king, is a racist. Like, well, you know you're going to get that.
Bloody raise it up a notch. Some of the pictures of his mom on the internet right now, which are disgusting. You don't know, do you? You know, and it's really.
Well, this is why I say it's very important that they at least make a proper statement, say we're going to investigate these claims. Because if they do that and they say we're going to properly investigate it, Meghan Markle's going to shit her brown pants, her white pants.
her olive pants.
Then we're going to have Harry. We never said. When did Meghan said they were racist? Because they use hitmen to do their dirty work.
But their hitman is a liability, and with any moment of, you've got a massive game of call my bluff right now in Russian roulette going on. I believe Harry and Meghan are scared of Omid Scobie, and and he has got the potential in a strop because it's not gone his way. What is it? 9,000 copies sold in the US and 6,000 in the UK.
He's not making any money.
It's dismal. I've got more followers than that, and I ain't got a lot.
Right? I know. I know.
So it's just like, he is a massive risk to them, so they're having to play it safe. Also, they can't come out and support the royal family because they're going to piss off what's left who've supported them. Because if they align with the royal family right now, that's going to go back on everything. Saying that their supporters will probably carry on supporting them anyway. But yeah, it's actually, I can imagine the intensity now because they're scared of him, and they should be.
I mean, Ginger Gruzio says, I think H&M have played their last card. They will have to resort to exploiting their children to remain relevant in public. But I heard that Harry didn't want to do that. What do you guys think?
I'd like to put a last bit of faith in him, that he stands by that. But it will show whatever strength he's got against her. If we start seeing him being paraded about, you know that.
Scobie has a lot of dirt on them, and you know what? You know who I want? I think Marcus will turn on her.
Marcus?
I think Marcus will turn on her. If Marcus turns on her because he has all the call girl things about her, you know. If Marcus turns on this woman, because I can tell you, I see Marcus being a rat. And I can see that if things go too far with Meghan Markle and she's down in this shit, he's not gonna throw away everything that he had to pimp himself out to get. What do you think if Marcus turns on Meghan? What do you think he has on her?
He's got a lot on her. Oh my God. He's been her Soho handler for how many years now?
I love how you say it.
Soho handler. That whole relationship, Marcus and Meghan, is just weird. And how Harry just sits back and takes it is just, it's so interesting though. There's such a seedy side to the celebrity world. And there's such a seedy side to the ultra wealthy world. And I think, to be honest, I think Harry goes along with it because, let's be honest, handler or pimp. I think Harry goes along with it because that's the world he's grown up alongside as well. Because look at Andrew. Look at Andrew.
Yeah. You know? And listen, like an anti-lawyer said yesterday in my interview, he said that that he believes Omid, the only thing he's got left is write a book about Harry and Meghan Markle and that whole situation. And I think he's going to spare Marcus because, of course, Marcus was his boyfriend.
I was to say they were partners.
To be honest with you, let's be honest. If Omid Scobie was to write a book on Harry and Meghan, now he would have, that would go through the stratosphere. So he is sat on a wealth of.
But that is if he tells the truth. The problem is he has discredited himself right now so much with all the lies he's told that then he's gonna. Are we gonna believe him because he's lied so much?
Yeah.
But I think people are suck it up anyway, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah.
Because of this running frustration towards Harry and Meghan, people will want to buy that book to see if there's. I just feel like they're probably petrified of that man right now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And you know what? They're about to be sued. Omid is about to be sued by the Dutch publication because the Dutch publications has officially come out and said that they do not recognize Omid Scobie's version of events is factually incorrect. That is fucking legal talk. And the same thing with the translator. She said the way she said it, she says that she can't say anything more for legal reasons. And if Omid Scobie gets sued, I don't think he can pay back the advance he got with the amount of books that he has sold. I think you're going to have to write like 10 books in order to pay back the advance that he got for this thing.
He's going to go work at Soho House.
You know what the worst thing of all this is? You not think did Harry and Meghan realise that when they sat on that sofa with Oprah, Netflix, and all of this, that we were watching? Like at this point, did they connect that this was going to go out there and everybody across globally was going to watch and listen and read and there was no coming back? And they've literally incriminated themselves every step of the way. And the cherry on the cake was Omid putting that claim up in his book about how Meghan was offended by the Queen's equerry. How do you spell it? How do you pronounce it? You know, and it's just like, what was it? Equerry.
I do not think that Meghan has had a narrative this whole time. Negative. She's had a plan. She's had a narrative. We know it goes with her personality.
Yeah.
That she ticks all the boxes for. Not diagnosing her. Not diagnosing, just saying. But I do not think that she's even reasonably capable and smart enough to realize the shitstorm that was going to come from the Oprah interview and be able to maintain it and keep it moving forward and carry it on. She did not. She did it. She's very impulsive with what she does. She's very in the moment. And that's her downfall, is she's so impulsive and so in the moment. She's got a narrative. She's got a plan. She's got things there. But she did not even, she's a Z-list actress. Like, she had no clue of the world she was going into. No clue of the world she was going into. Yeah. She really had a great gig as an actress. Like, she was one of those actresses that made a really nice salary, could still kind of live and maintain a reasonably private life if she wanted it, because she wasn't splashed all over Hollywood. Like, she was, sixth on the call list. Like, she didn't have a bad acting gig. She made a lot, she made good money.
It came to an end. This is why she went to the UK in 2013.
Yes,
high suits,
because she knew it was coming. But she didn't. But she doesn't have the ability now to manage. Like, she's no Jada Pinkett Smith.
But there's no awareness, is there? Yeah,
no.
Jada's
no
like.
Smith. What do you mean? You mean she doesn't peg Harry? We don't know that.
Oh, well, according to the book, she does. According to the Spare memoir, she does with great pleasure. You hear it in Harry's voice on the Audible. Jesus, you're traumatized.
want to ask you something because you both are very good at body languages. But have you seen? Remember before we couldn't get enough of those smiles, those pictures, how they looked at each other, like that guy comedian said, Meghan Markle looking at me like an idiot, like this with her side, like like completely. Now they can't even hold their gaze together. Harry can't even glance at that woman. They were sitting on that Vancouver thing together, but they could have been miles apart. You would have thought they were not even together. They didn't even know each other.
Yeah, you know, like the grit in the teeth, like.
So what do you think? Meghan talking to herself. What do you think?
Oh God, I didn't go with the Thunderbird's arms. Like she's. I just see with Meghan, she's all practiced and ready to go to do her preach, the big speech. That's all we see. That's all she knows, and she can't do. It's always a presentation of a mask, of a projection of who she wants to be and how she wants people to perceive her to be, when actually you ask her just to give you normal, simple, basic answer to a question. You can see she's just like, because she's got speeches ready to go, repetitive, on a loop. And you see that with the Doria Ragland, where she just does you interrupted me, but you genuinely see her thinking, how am I going to get back to my script? That's what I see in that. I don't know how to get this back now because she's interjected my preach. That's what my opinion and how I read her, you know.
I agree.
I mean, the body language between Harry and Meghan. I mean, what do you guys use in their therapy? What do you make of that? I mean, do they stand each other?
I don't know. Do you know, I'm not confused at this point. I flip-flop back and forth.
Right.
Like one day I look at Harry and I think, oh my God, what a victim. Like he's absolutely on his knees, and she's done that to him, in my opinion. Then other days I just look at him and think, you entitled little brat. You've had it all, you know. And when you watch George and Charlotte, and that's the thing, we watched Harry be in situations like that where he's seen people who are terminally ill. He's seen wounded soldiers. He's watched people on their knees, and to sit like, who are you? Like, how can you have all of that insight, that understanding, yet act like this, you know?
Yeah, I think that it's interesting, and I'll something I've noticed lately when William and Catherine are out at functions together now, when they're working together, since the Queen passed away, is there is beginning to be some physical contact, physical affection between them when they're out and about. They're not as reserved physically with each other that they were when the Queen was there, but it's still professional. He definitely has the hand on her back, the hand on the small of her back. That is something. He does that frequently, and he did that even when the Queen was alive. Every now and then you'd see him do it, because he picks up on her, because she gets nervous. You see it sometimes. She does have some nervousness and a little bit of anxiety at functions and stuff like that, at events. They did actually, there was something they did at one event. She kind of did a lean in on him, and he actually kind of like gave her a little like tap and rub kind of thing and looked at her. We are not seeing any of that between Harry and Meghan. Even when they were working royals and she was all over him with the claw, it wasn't, I love you, this is I know you're nervous, babe, you got this. It was control. Oh, stop, because I'm gonna go meet that dignitary, not you. And there was times that she would be clawing him and he was like, get off me. Stop. You don't even get the fake physical attention between them anymore now. And it's sometimes I've seen him look over at her at some of these events and he's just like, oh, stop talking.
We're all like, oh, stop talking.
Stop.
You know, that thing, because I was talking to Auntie about it. When she showed up at Kevin Costner, he said Kevin Costner was forced to have him. He didn't invite them. But Auntie was saying that it was painful to watch when Harry pointed, when he was handed the mic and he pointed towards
Oh,
You
and Buddy's
literally
like,
went,
I was just like, no fucking
literally
way.
went.
Blatantly laughed on his face.
And
I was
Buddy's like,
"Ooh."
nope, you're not
Yeah,
getting
he's
this
like,
microphone.
I was like, oh my
no.
god, I would have run out of that stage, you know, like Meghan is just
Oh,
There's no shame. There's no
No.
shame. I would
No.
be in a padded cell with a straitjacket on if I was her. I'm not even joking. I have days where I overthink the basic of things, right? And that's because of what I've been through in my life. But, you know, this is the thing of Harry and Meghan. They're so traumatized with whatever's happened to them in their life, but it's just no. There's just, you know, she's scary. In my opinion, there's nothing, there's not a bead of even trying to read a room. And even like you said, like it's like a constant change of a character. Like she was all looking soppy-eyed and couldn't get enough of him. And yeah, their relationship may have took a knock, but I do think she's probably just trying another script right now to see if that'll work. Like you said, she's impulsive and she's constantly changing. But when she's constantly changing, you're just reading a lack of consistency, authenticity, and everyone. You don't even have to have gone for a bit because we all go around reading people. Anyone can read that. Well, no, we can't read that. And that's the issue.
Do you think they're doing it?
Oh no!
Imagine Meghan with those chicken legs up in the air.
I've got a smell of Elizabeth Arden and oscillating.
I don't even have any Elizabeth Arden. I just throw all of mine out and get your product.
Are you joking? I can't even afford it.
oh, on sale. It's cheaper here in Canada.
Can you imagine that woman? Even Shaz is. I'm sorry. I should have given you a trigger warning, guys. But oh my god.
To be honest with you, it's not even the Elizabeth Arden, is it? I just get the thought of, you know, skin on skin.
Yeah.
You no longer a spare. I'll just go and journal over there. As I
don't believe that they were ever. I don't believe Meghan was ever in love. There was never that, you know, for example, you saw with Catherine and William, there was like that chemistry thing.
In my opinion, Meghan doesn't know how to love.
No.
That's just my belief. Looking at her history and her relationships, and you know, with Trevor, here you go, it's your wedding ring through the post. Like, there's no remorse. The only person Meghan Markle loves
is Meghan.
In my opinion, is Meghan Markle.
I don't even think she likes
can't
Gloria.
get out of that entanglement and see past that. Anyway, ladies, I gotta go because I gotta go and
No, me too. I'm gonna go. We've been here for 2.5 hours, guys. You know. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to buy the merch. Thank you. And subscribe to their channels. I've been posting their channels here. It's Chin Wagging with Cynthia and the Aftermath. You know, go subscribe. We're all on TikTok too. We should do a live on TikTok, the three of us.
Yes,
we should. Yeah,
We
to be honest with you,
it was like 10,000 people, over 10,000 people were watching.
It was huge, actually.
It was huge. Our live was huge, Tina.
It was.
Yeah. I think at one point we had like 14,000 people watching.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, am I looking right?
Oh my God, no way.
We should do another one. We should do a live there, you know, because it's a lot of fun. I mean, I've never done lives. I've done one and then with you, but you know, we can do it on my channel on TikTok or yours or whatever.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
We're gonna do a live and then hopefully next week with Cynthia and the Aftermath. Don't forget to join us on Friday. Cynthia, are you gonna be able to join us on Friday for the thing with Sean Atwood?
What time are you think? Fridays are
8:30 UK time, which is it's 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, we go for about 2 hours. It's gonna be with Thomas and Marco and everybody. We go for about 2 hours. So
you know what? Send me the link because I do have a gap.
You're in our group chat, Cynthia. You get the link on the group chat. But I'm gonna get Latino on both your asses. You know, like I got Latino on the Aftermath the other day.
You know,
She's a Latino. She tells me off, and I need it sometimes. To anyone that's on here that follows me, Agatha, thank you for the comments about the brunette hair. And you have to bear with me on YouTube.
you look gorgeous. You look gorgeous. You look so sexy.
Thank you. Fed up and waiting for my son to do my roots. Honest to God, it's all good having a son who's a hairdresser, but he's
nice.
don't wanna...
That is a blessing to have a kid that's a hairdresser. Oh my God, you must save a lot of money.
But I created him.
Yeah, he owes you.
No, he does, but I've done this myself because waiting for your 23-year-old son to do your hair just does not happen. So it's all good. But anyway, I gotta go because I'm being prodded.
Okay, guys.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Okay, we're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, what a cutie! Oh my God! All right, girl, you just go. Go have a snack.
Bye, sweetie.
All right, darling. See you later.
Bye. Okay, beautiful people. Sorry we went overboard with 2 hours and almost 2 hours and a half. Please don't forget to buy the merch. Everything goes to the school. I'm not above begging right now because we need that. I need to buy Christmas gifts for the kids. So please buy either a hoodie, a jumper, or a cup. This is exclusive design. Nobody else. This is the Queen with Paddington Bear. So anyways, thanks for having been here. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe. Go watch all my videos and do the good stuff. And I'll see you Wednesday for the live with Andrew, Meghan Small, and I'll see you on Friday with Sean Atwood. Okay, thank you very much, beautiful people. Have a good day.